Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Ray Hall Tech. Today I want to talk about the ODROID Go. It's an open source gaming console that you buy as a kit, and then you assemble this kit and you can play some games out of the box using an emulator. I bought my ODROID Go from an e-tailer for around $50 US. I usually see them around $50 to $60 US, and I think that's a great price for a kit. I've been working with doing more with Arduino and Raspberry Pi, so I thought this would be a great kicking off point for trying something that was pre-built. Let's get right into it and see what we can do with the ODROID Go. In order to get started, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this device and build it in super speed. I hope you enjoyed this montage. The big piece to remember is that there's no instructions to assemble the ODROID in the box. I'm going to assume that's the same for the other ODROID models. But once you go to the ODROID wiki, the step-by-step instructions make it really easy to assemble these devices, and they're ready to go in just a few minutes. At the end of assembly, I did a power on test just to make sure the device worked, and it did, but I received an error because I hadn't made an SD card yet. If you jump on the wiki for the ODROID, you can actually follow the instructions on their website to format an SD card and get it set up for using on the ODROID. If you fire up the ODROID before you make the SD card, it just gives you an error saying that it doesn't recognize the SD card. And that's because not only does it have to be formatted, it also has to have a specific file structure. So once you format it as FAT32, you have to download the skeleton files and save them onto your SD card. I downloaded the files and extracted them into a folder with the same name as the zip file. Once they were unzipped, I just copied them directly to the SD card, ejected it from my computer, and put it into the ODROID. So I inserted the 32 gigabyte SD card, and I forgot to mention that I actually copied a couple ROMs over. I only have a couple of Nintendo games that I still actually own, and here in the US you want to make sure that you're legal, so I put on 1942 and Mario Brothers, and here you can see that as I'm playing on the ODROID, I loaded 1942, and I was able to play it just fine. The processor in the ODROID is plenty fast to play this game. I just want to play the game for a couple of moments so you can see some action on the screen to see how it's playing, that it's smooth and not choppy, and then I'll go ahead and drop off. In this short video, I unboxed the ODROID Go and assembled it for you, and then I showcased it playing one game. The ODROID Go can actually play many types of game. For example, it emulates the original Nintendo, the Game Boy Color. I think it can do the Sega Master System, the Game Gear, and also the ColecoVision. I don't own anything from those last three systems, but I have Nintendo games, Game Boy games, and Game Boy Color games. So I'm definitely going to continue to play some of those on there. It's been a couple months since I recorded the building of the device, and I've been playing on it, and I've used some ROMs from those three Nintendo systems, and it runs great, it works great in every way that I've tried to use it, so it's definitely a project that I could recommend. And I think it's a great project for beginners with a little mechanical knowledge and a little bit of computer knowledge. You can build the device, download the software that you need, and get it loaded onto the device. And it's a great stepping stone to get somebody interested in working with something like a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino and taking that leap into firmware programming and hardware programming, something that I never got into when I was school-aged but started getting interested in later in life. And so I would definitely recommend picking up an ODROID. Maybe not necessarily the ODROID Go. I think this is one of the early models and it's been discontinued. think about it being discontinued. But they have an ODROID Go Advance, which I'm really interested in trying to build. A couple of the other ODROIDs that I saw online look more like a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino, and I'm not necessarily as interested in building on those. But it's definitely going to be worth checking out. I can't remember the name of the company that builds them, but I'll put it in post-processing. They build several models, and they're actually starting to sell a developer kit with Android on it. So they're going to get much more popular and may even come into the same class of device as an Android or an Arduino. So I look forward to seeing where these go. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. Oh, as always, tell me what you do and don't like so I can improve my content. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.